can see the light from your bedroom door. You've been staying up late, I don't know what for.